Is one allowed to play toys and play with a ball on Shabbat? This is a machloket, Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah, Sfaradim and Ashkenazim. Shulchan Aruch in Shinchet, Sif Memhei says, Asur lischok b'Shabbat v'Yom Tov b'Kadur. One is not allowed to play with a ball on Shabbat and Yom Tov. And the reason for that, he brings from the Agur, because since it's usually played in the mud, it doesn't have a Shem Keli. Doesn't have a name of a utensil, and therefore one is not going to use it as anything that is something that's considered kli. Therefore, it's muktzeh. And because it's muktzeh, one is not allowed to play with it. The Ramah says, yesh matirim, that's the opinion of the Tosfot, v'na'agu la'akel. And he says the minhag is to allow it. Now, since there's a machloket over here, Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah, therefore, since the Ramah allows, Sfaradi kids could rely on the Ramah for that, because whenever there's a machloket, kids can always take the lenient opinion. But even according to the Shulchan Aruch, if you take a look at the reasoning, there's two reasoning that the Bet Yosef brings. One is the Agur we mentioned before, because it's played in the mud and it's not used as a keli. And second opinion, because there was a city called Tur Shimon that was destroyed because they played ball in it. According to the first opinion, some want to say that today the toys don't necessarily have a din muktzeh because it's not played in the mud, it doesn't get dirty, and therefore such a thing doesn't have a din muktzeh. But with the reasoning that it's not a kli, toys are also not a kli. And since it's a subject of a machloket, one should refrain from playing toys if it's a Sfaradi in order to be mekayem this divrei Shulchan Aruch, because for Sfaradim it could be very much that it's muktzeh, especially if it's going like the second reason that the Tur brings down, that the Bet Yosef brings down, that Tur Shimon was destroyed because they played ball over there. For that reason, one needs to be machmir. So therefore, playing ball, one should definitely try to be machmir because of that reason. But when we're saying with different toys and not ball, when we're talking about them, then there's some reasons to be mekel, because the reason of Tur Shimon being destroyed, that was dafka with a ball. If it's not a ball, it would be okay. And the reason we mentioned that it's played in the mud, many balls don't play today in the mud. People play with them in a house or play in a place that's paved. Therefore, such a thing would not necessarily be muktzeh. And therefore, one that wants to be lenient about it has some room to be lenient. This is how the Chacham Ovadia brings down the Maaseh. Also, especially that today they make it special for playing ball. That's another svara that he brings down. Also, Shevet HaLevi brings such a svara that since it's made special, could be it does have a Shem Kli, even according to the opinion of the Shulchan Aruch, and therefore could be that with that one could be a little bit more lenient and is allowed to play. But we need to know that playing has to be only in a place that's gated, and not any place in Reshut HaRabim or place that could get to Reshut HaRabim, because if a person plays ball, according to the Ashkenazim, or the opinions we wanted to say before, very easily the ball could come out to the street, and then you have a problem. Therefore, the Mishnah Berurah says one is not allowed to play, not in Reshut HaRabim, because of that reason, because you can't move the ball 4 amot in Reshut HaRabim, and not in a place that could easily get to Reshut HaRabim as well. By kicking the ball high, it would reach out there. Also, if it's a place that's not paved, that's another isur to play in such a place, because that's called a shvuye gumot. By the fact of playing in such a place, you're strengthening the ground and the sand, and that is another violation of Shabbat.